Leanne, getting into the parallel universe.
Right, so this is a parallel universe. Hundreds of people, well, actually thousands of residents in 2 different areas in China reported seeing this. It was reported on in the Chinese media there. Did parallel universe open up? Hundreds see floating city filmed in the skies above China. And so their weather experts are saying that this phenomenon it's an illusion called Fata Morgana, which is, they say it can be seen on land or sea. It involves the optical distortion and inversion of distant objects, such as boats, which will appear stacked like skyscrapers because the rays of light will bend. But this is clearly a city. It's not a boat, a stack of boat. And then there's another video as well where it's a really intricate, a detailed phantom city floating over China. So of course the internet has gone ablaze. They're wondering, is this a Project Bluebeam test, something like that, or China? They say with all the technological achievements that they have, are they using it, setting up some type of holographic thing to see the response from the public there?
Well, the dead giveaway of this spectacular footage is that you notice it's in key, low-lying, thick clouds. And this has happened in Mexico City where flying saucers are seen. This has happened out in Arizona when they have low-level fog. And then they see lights in the hills. And then they see these flying saucers or buildings show up. And it is declassified partially. I remember DARPA years ago, it was like in Popular Mechanics. He was mentioning that in Popular Science had articles about the Pentagon admits they've got secret programs with high-powered systems to be able to project a 500-yard tall Buddha or Jesus, flying saucers, whatever they want. But they need cloud cover. They need the right type of atmospherics to do it really big. Right. I mean, in the 50s, they had Disneyland, and I went there before they upgraded it when I was a kid in the 70s or early 80s, and they had ghosts flying around, in the haunted house. And look real. Right. I was like, 10 years old. I was like, man, that's really scary. It looks like a ghost through the wall. And those were just little, holograms, 3 different projectors together, 1950s technology. So we know in the first Iraq war, they sprayed hallucinogens on the Iraqi army. They were just conscripts anyways, a lot nicer than killing them. Of course, they dropped B-52 bombs on them, too, so I guess they did. As part of the psychological op. Hit them with different chemicals, and then did project some really wild stuff. Muhammad, Jesus, you name it, end of the world stuff, super ships, flying saucers. So people just panic and give up. Hey, man, I just saw flying saucers. Right. I'm giving up. And really, it's 3 jumbo jets up projecting it down on the ground, and they're up at 30,000 feet. But a lot of times this happens in big cities, too, because they've got projectors in buildings. And then they're just testing the public. See, the globalists are scientists. They test what's in the water. They test the GMO. They test communism. They test Nazism. They test, different organizations, different groups, different movements to try to develop the best program to control people. We're saying elevate yourself to the level that they've been so arrogant, most of this is admitted. Geoengineering, you name it. And so you can get to the level of engineering your own views by the real research, not having them engineer you, and you can be at the technocrat level, but use it against them. Their arrogance will be their downfall. Leanne?
Well, and so what do you think about this Project Bluebeam? I believe it was like Reagan said how great it would be if we had some sort of an alien invasion. Do you think they're testing out some type of a scenario like that for the future? The Vatican's warning us about, soon we're going to meet our alien cousin. Exactly.
No, that's, in fact, I'm glad you brought that up. I forgot about that. Gorbachev, Reagan, Jimmy Carter. I mean, the amount of world leaders, heads of NASA. I've talked to multiple high-level astronauts off air that said they saw flying saucers, they saw spaceships, they saw space bases. A lot of famous astronauts, Edgar Mitchell's on record, saying, they were followed around constantly by him. And then I've interviewed Buzz Aldrin on air, and he started just going, well, the folks that built the pyramids built the base on the moon of Mars, and there's a real obelisk, and that's 2001, but that's classified. I can't get into it. I mean, and then one time, I'm not going to. It's just the point is that, like, are these guys planning psyops on us, or do they really see flying saucers?
Well, and that's the thing is obviously in the Bible it talks about the second coming of Christ and all of that. So what if they were to create some type of scenario like that where people say, oh, wow,
Well, they talk about everyone seeing the beast and the machine that's with the beast in Revelations, and pull up the actual passage. And then in Jerusalem, there is a machine that speaks for the beast that's worship that everyone can see.
Mm-hmm.
And it describes this huge being that is like that is the beast, but is the facsimile of the beast, and then it can be seen worldwide.
Right. And here they are, like, testing this technology with these floating cities and just telling everyone, oh, it's this, it's a boat flipped upside down.
And no, there's no chemtrails. They're just tens of thousands of documents admitting geoengineering.
Right. So they don't want anyone to be aware of it until they're ready to launch the project.
It is crazy because you watch that video that's shot by multiple news agencies, and it's either staged by the government through the news agency and is fake, but all these witnesses say they saw it, or it's a giant hologram. That is not some anomaly.
Right. And this is, in 2011 this happened. I mean, this has happened multiple times. I mean, obviously we know in a lot of cities there in China, they do have major issues with pollution. So of course that can bend the light. But this is a city. It's a fully formed city, you know.
Why are you being a conspiracy theorist? Leanne, you're not allowed to look at something and say what you think it is.
Conspiracy
If Obama
analyst
says that there's nothing there, there's nothing there, okay?
Lionel?
Leanne, there is not a... May I see that Clark's pen, please? Clark's is not an incredible seafood place here in Austin. A little too expensive, but I go there sometimes. This is not a Clark's pen, okay? It's not yellow. It's not canary yellow. It doesn't exist. Now, I said so.
Gaslighting.
I'm going to gaslight you right now. You're racist if you don't... This pen is blue.
It's a purple penguin.
It's a purple penguin. It's not yellow. Tell me it's blue or you're racist.
It is blue.
Good. Now you're reasonable. Thank you. Leanne, thank you so much. We'll see you on the Nightly News tonight.
Yay.
Yay, Leanne.
Did you know that only 6 corporations control 90% of what millions of Americans see, hear, and read every single day? It's the illusion of choice. Think about it. The mainstream media is owned by only a handful of megacorporations with vested interests. But on the other hand, the internet is an interconnected network of billions of sources. So you can research information for yourself from multiple sources, or you can blindly accept what you hear or read in the mainstream media, never questioning what you are being told. This gives you a false sense of reality. I mean, do you actually know what you think you know? Or have you been programmed to accept someone else's version of events? Think about it. This is Darren McBreen, and I want you to break the matrix at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.tv and listen to The Alex Jones Show, because there's a war on with your mind.
The globalist social engineers are not just targeting us with propaganda. They are manipulating our genetics. We are being targeted at every level by estrogen mimickers that lower our testosterone and other hormones and natural compounds that the body needs. The key is to be aware of this attack and to fight back against it. After consulting top doctors, nutritionists, pharmacists, and others, we have developed what I believe is the ultimate non-GMO organic super male vitality formula, sourced from powerful organic herbs harvested around the planet and then concentrated for maximum potency. I've always believed in nutrition and herbs. Super Male Vitality was developed to activate your body's own natural processes instead of using synthetic chemicals. Super Male Vitality by InfoWars Life is so powerful that I only take half the recommended dose. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today to secure your Super Male Vitality and other powerful products from InfoWars Life.